In a recent interview, investor Greg Foss warned everyone about the downfall of the fiat money system in the near future. He predicted that failure of the system is inevitable and will happen 100%. However, he gave us an insight on how we can still gain in the midst of a crashing system. To know what insights he gave, watch the video till the end. Also, if you like what we do here on this channel, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Let's get straight into the video.
Look, if you are getting sick by the price of the volatility of Bitcoin, the price volatility of Bitcoin, you own too much. Let's say you own 5% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. It's like you forget what the other 95% is in, and you just focus on this 5%. Like, people, put it away. Let's talk in 20 years. If you disciplined investing is not getting shaken out by short-term price moves. And if you do get shaken out, it means you put too much in. You got to figure out what your meter is. And there's guys who are comfortable being 100% exposed. That's not me. That's too big for me. Your emotion will lead you to making the worst trades you've ever made in your life if you listen to your emotion rather than to logic. And if you're trading on emotion, I promise I know how this ends, you end up with nothing, because emotion is the enemy of proper risk management. The best place to own Bitcoin is in your safe, in a cold wallet or in cold storage, and you just have them there and you say, I have this many, and that's how many I have. And you don't convert them to fiat dollars in your idiot brain. You just say, I have 0.x or X or 10x Bitcoin saved up, and I'll talk to you in 20 years. And you try and not look or think of it in the fiat world where everything has to be, valued in US dollars or whatever. That is not reality. That is the Ponzi. That is how they suck you in and get you to continuously work for a system that doesn't solve itself. When you're in a debt spiral like we are, it requires people consuming in the short term at the expense of their long-term vision and their long-term goals or their long-term monetary energy.
Why Bitcoin only, and why not diversify that aspect of your portfolio as well?
So I need to be real careful here. Yes, I am a Bitcoin maximalist. Do I believe that there will be other tokens or coins that succeed? Yes. None of them will solve the fiat Ponzi, therefore I don't care about them. And secondly, I can also get similar type of risk in the equity markets where I have much more comfort than trading in the altcoin markets, okay? So I'm in Bitcoin very simply because I don't trust the fiat Ponzi. And there's no other coin or token out there that is truly decentralized that can give me the comfort that I get from owning Bitcoin. Here's advice. And I'm not saying for people to over-lever, but don't own bonds and borrow against your assets to the extent that the banks will let you borrow against these assets, or to the extent that you're comfortable leveraging your assets, because you're supposed to borrow money when interest rates are at historical lows. And you're supposed to borrow money today. You borrow $100, and in 10 years, you pay the bank back that same $100 that's only worth $40. It's the flip side. You don't want to be a lender, you want to be a borrower.
So what do you think is holding America back from getting...
They're scared, right? They believe that they want control. That's why they did a futures-based ETF, because they can control and regulate the Chicago Mercantile Exchange where the futures are traded, or the CBOE, but they don't feel comfortable enough to say that the unregulated black hole where Bitcoin trades, they can properly regulate. I believe it's wrong. I believe the OSC made the right decision, but hey, there's a lot of politics in the USA too, right? The Elizabeth Warrens of the world, who people actually think has a brain. That's unfortunate, but that's what you get. You'll get the haters, the lovers, the haters, people that want to control your lives versus people that want to allow freedom. That's an age-old battle. Because no one wants to be around when the system fails. The system will fail, okay? And that is why you need Bitcoin. Bitcoin is insurance against the system failing. And each successive financial crisis gets worse, and each successive financial crisis gets more, is shorter duration, meaning the 2009 financial crisis took about 2 years to unfold. And then fast forward to the COVID crisis, that took about 2 months to unfold, right? Okay, Foss, how much Bitcoin do you own? I'm at 40% of my portfolio. That's everything that I have: real estate, equities, what other things do I own? I mentioned commodities, cars, a couple of cars, but they're not vintage cars. They're just cars. They're a depreciating asset as well, but you need a car. Point is, there's a lot of Bitcoin maxis out there that are 100% all in Bitcoin. I'm not going to say they're wrong. I just don't think you need to go to that extreme in order to participate in the upside of this asymmetry. And by the way, that upside is, in my opinion, probable, but not 100% certain. So you can't be all in on something you're not 100% certain on. And you don't need to be. That's the greatest thing, because if Bitcoin goes up by 50 times, which I think it will, just to attain its fair value, that's 50 times. It's sort of like the Peter Schiff example. All you have to do is put, 2% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. It goes up 50 times. Your entire portfolio has doubled just because of one position that you added 2% exposure to. That's now up to 100%, or it doubled the value of your whole portfolio.